Back to the basics, back in the basement. Fuck being patient, get money now. Fuck sitting waiting. Money conversations, fuck talking bitches. Rather talk riches, rather build something. Fuck burning bridges, trying to turn a ticket into 3 O's into a key. Coupe with 2 seats, he can't shop with me. No, he too cheap. Hoodies turn to minks, ropes turn to links, apartments turn to cribs. Gotta earn the bin.
Shit, what up, though? Welcome back to Free Gang Podcast. And today I got my boy Big Money Angel here on the podcast. You know,
what's going on, people? Happy to be here, man. Happy to be here.
My God. And just to give y'all a little bit of background, well, here, let me back up. Just in general, I'm bringing people on here that I've met along my journey. I've either had the pleasure of working alongside with them, learning from them, or they've been a client of mine, or just a peer. You know, just people that's just been doing dope shit in the entrepreneurial space, particularly online. And I met my boy Angel right here probably about a year and a half ago, something like that, through Rudy Mawers' mastermind mentoring. He was the Facebook ads coach, you know, running that entire call at the time. And shit, just give me like a little bit of background before like you got to that point. And to bring it back, like Rudy was one of the CEOs of. Wasn't he like one of the CEOs?
Radio Shack,
yeah.
Models, Pure One Imports, like
yeah.
Big brand stuff.
Right. So just to give some context, you know, he wasn't working with no little shit. Okay. So
yeah, it's a big dog.
So how you get into this, bro? Like, tell me a little bit about
sure
the beginning.
Dude, like a lot of people in the space, it started with dropshipping.
Yeah.
It's probably back in like 2016, I think, is when I first got started.
Right.
I did a print-on-demand store first. I was like, people like dogs, so let me just create designs and like sell them on shirts or whatever. So I like learned Photoshop, created a few designs or whatever, started running that. Then I realized I don't have money for ads.
Yeah.
So I started like building a dog's fan page or whatever on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like the whole Telegram engagement groups and all that stuff, where like you put your IG and then thousands of people like it and stuff. So I started growing the page that way. But did that for like 4 months, and I probably made like $300 in revenue. Obviously, that's like negative. I don't even know how, right? Because you got to pay for everything else. Mm-hmm. But from there, then I jumped into dropshipping, and funny enough, the guy that I was learning from at the time was Jordan.
What?
Jordan Welsh.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, on YouTube.
So you was just watching all of Jordan's YouTube videos, and that's where you got your original game from?
Literally.
Shout out to my nigga Jordan Welsh.
Yes. He's a real one, man. Yeah, man, like back in the days, I'm talking about like 2016 type thing, 2017, one of those 2 years, I don't know. But yeah, I was watching his stuff, bought a couple courses, and then that year, in December of that year, 2016 or 2017, can't remember, we did $33,000 in sales with one product. And I was like, dude, this is dope. So at the time, I'm in college, and I decided to drop out.
Okay.
This is December, right?
So now, what year is this? You said you were in college. This your freshman year?
Yeah.
It's your freshman year.
And
then okay. You said you started around 2016. So where we at? Like 2017, 2018? Right
yeah,
now?
probably like 2017, December of 2017. I think is where we are right now.
Okay.
It's all together or whatever. But yeah, dude. Well, that's when I decided to drop out, but I didn't end up dropping out till like October of that following year. So like with that $30,000 in sales, I was like, okay, like this is doable essentially. But before then, I was making a couple $100 here and there, maybe $1,000 in sales. I was like, no way that this like career could actually work out for me. I had a scholarship for mechanical engineering when I was in school. Okay. So that $30,000 was like, all right, this is possible. Like make it happen type thing. But it actually took me about 8 months after that $30,000 to actually like leave everything and come down to Miami.
That's crazy. So you were in college, you start a store, the store does $30K, you're like, okay, fuck school, and you start grinding, and then 8 months later you end up in Miami.
Yeah, I mean, in between that, dude, which is crazy. And I guess it's like life humbling you and stuff, because I was like, dude, 30 grand in 1 month. Like, my parents have never seen this kind of money, that stuff. I've never seen this kind of money.
Yeah.
But January, literally a month after, dude, I ended up losing 6 grand.
How'd you lose it?
So my supplier, one supplier in AliExpress, I have probably 300 orders with this dude, like deep 300 orders. And then all of a sudden I started getting customers saying, hey, like, my tracking codes are not updated. Like, why is my order like not moving? Why has it been in California for 2 weeks? I'm like, this is weird. So I started looking at all the tracking codes and they all say the same thing. So I'm like, dang, bro, like, these are fake tracking codes.
Oh, you got fucked.
So I go to the supplier in AliExpress. I'm like, dude, what's going on? He's like, oh, we have to shut down the factory. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I have 300 orders with you. That's like $10,000 worth of inventory. Like, yeah, nothing we can do. Dude, my ROAS was a 15x top of funnel stuff. Like, I could have really
scaled the fuck up.
Dude, I was spending at the max, like, probably like $600, $750 a day with a 15x ROAS. So I could have blow it out the park with that product because the AOV was really high. I was selling the product. It had different variants. It was a blanket, by the way.
Hey, so for people who don't know what ROAS is, what is ROAS?
Return on ad spend, right? So it's like I would spend $1 in ad spend and I would get $15 back in revenue. That's a 15x ROAS. So when you multiply that, you spend $1,000 in ads, you get $15,000 in revenue, which is insane ROAS.
Right.
Really.
So and then what's AOV?
AOV is the average order value. So that's like, on average, how much do people spend with you when they go to your store and buy stuff? So for us, it was like 210, because our biggest, the blanket had different sizes, different variants, and the biggest one I was selling it for $180. So it's like 180, then a few cross sales and upsells and stuff. So it was around 210.
Yeah, he was eating.
Dude, it was it was insane. So it hurt, bro. Like having to shut down all those campaigns that I knew I could scale.
So how you bounce? So 6K loss in January. How you take that and how you bounce back?
Well, at that point, I was like, all right, back to the grind. So, I think at the time I started working for an energy company when I was up in school, doing sales, like outdoor sales. Like I would set up a table in front of Trader Joe's and try to sell you on like green energy type stuff, which was very different than doing marketing online. Because I'm like, I could do all this stuff on the computer, but actually having to talk to strangers and do, like convince you and stuff.
Yeah.
That was a whole game. But, yeah, man, that helped a lot. Because it's like, because I developed the skill of being able to stop a stranger that's rushing to go home because he has groceries and stuff, make them stop, make them like the product and actually buy it. It's like, that's a big skill. So I was able to use that, and then, all of that has translated to what we do now type thing. But yeah, $6,000, I didn't tell my parents. If I told them that, I'm like, they'll be like, we can't pay this. Like, how did you get $6,000 in debt? So I was working that energy job. My friends were in college, drinking every weekend and stuff, and I was like taking trips. So the company would send me to events that were like 2-3 hours away from my school, and they would like pay for my gas, pay for my hotel.
That's dope.
I was just doing that stuff. So I would come back on a weekend with $600, $700 from sales and stuff like that. So I just started saving up, and then like
just
paying the cars, and then doing all that stuff. So at the same time, bro, I hop on Upwork. So Upwork is a website where you can become a freelancer. So let's say you have a skill, you're a video editor, or you run Facebook ads. You could be in there, create a profile, say that you do this stuff, and then people that need that service will hire you either for a flat fee or for hourly rates. So, I took the skills that I had with the e-commerce and all the screenshots and everything. And I was like, yo, like, I'm an expert on Facebook ads. It's like, hire me for $30 an hour.
That's funny, but you were. I mean, you created the store and scaled it to 30K. Now your supplier was a fuckboy.
Right.
That happens, But like, you had the skill set to scale it up, and in theory, you can do this shit again for other people. So,
exactly.
Yeah, 30 an hour, motherfucker.
Right, literally. So I started doing that, and while I was doing the energy selling stuff, I had a few clients on the side. Had me running ads for their stores and stuff, and that's kind of how I stayed in the game while I didn't have enough money to run ads because I was $6,000.
So just on a side note, right? Do you think that it's possible for someone who is starting out, right? Let's say, money, you don't got money. Okay, but like you know how to build a Shopify store, you know what videos to watch to help you build a Shopify store or whatever. You got some information to run Facebook ads, whatever. In theory, can you just hop on Upwork, try to get a job, and use that information to just hustle some clients with no experience?
Dude, like, literally, I stopped using Upwork maybe 6 months ago.
Mm.
And when I'm talking about, I hopped on Upwork in 2018. That's actually how I got Rudy. So this big guy worth like $10 million hired me through Upwork. It's like, you could definitely, like, I even got my girl on Upwork. Like, my girl quit his job because she started, like, making money through Upwork. So it's like, legit, if you have some sort of skill and you, like, want to get paid, hop on Upwork, create a profile, put your portfolio there or whatever, start applying. You see the job posting, and then you just apply and you send a cover letter of like, hey, I can do this for you, la. You hop on a Zoom call, and then like you start working with them. Like,
It's
I would
crazy.
not sleep on Upwork at all. I don't hear anybody talking about Upwork, but literally use that platform for like the past 3-4 years.
So did you scale your agency to 6 figures using Upwork?
Legit. Like Rudy himself paid me in 2020 probably like 120 grand for the whole year, and I got him to Upwork.
That's one client.
That's just one client. Yeah. I mean, he's the biggest client
Yeah,
at the time, but
For sure.
yeah, through Upwork.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Legit.
So here, let's back up, right? Let's continue the story. It's like around February-ish. Okay, so you're grinding, you got the sales job, you coming back 600,
Yeah.
you paying back the 6 bands. Okay.
Yeah.
Then
what happened?
Mhm.
Then I got into the whole marketing agency space. There was this guy named Mike Barron. I think he still runs some sort of coaching program.
Mhm.
But Mike Barron at the time had a agency where he would teach you how to create a marketing agency for the fitness space. So he would give you the funnels, he would give you the scripts, he would show you how to get gyms to pay you to run ads for them.
Specifically gyms.
Specifically gyms.
Okay.
So at the time I was still partnered with so that store that did $30,000, I was running it with my friend from high school. He was like my best friend, so he's Javier. And you know, we like both lost, you know what I mean? Just like whatever, we're trying to make this work. And then we saw that program from Mike Barron. I think it was like $2,000. I did not have the $2 grand to pay for it. And his salesperson, forgot his name, last name French, literally convinced me to get credit cards. So I got my first credit cards because this guy convinced me to get credit cards to pay for the course. I was like, dude. Now looking back at him, like, yo, you the man.
Yeah,
Because like
for
I didn't
sure.
feel forced. Like I legit, after the call went up on websites, applied to credit card, got an Amex, and paid for the course.
That's sick.
So I'm like, now looking back, I'm like, yo, that's some skills. Because like
Yeah.
legit, I was broke. I didn't have the money.
Yeah,
He
but
like
shit. Yeah,
made
he-
me do it.
yeah. I mean, he got you together. That's what's up.
Yeah. So, you know, we got that, and just started grinding. The way that to acquire gyms was through cold calls. So I was like going to class, and then still had that other job, and then in between I would like sit in my car and start calling gyms. It's like grind mode, like level, I don't even know what, bro. So yeah, I did that, and you know, we got a couple clients that way, and then that's actually the vehicle, I guess, that allowed me to quit college altogether and move to Miami.
Got you. So, holla at this dude. He get your, he gets you this credit card. Take that credit card. Pay for the course. That's dope.
Yeah.
Use the information from that course. Acquire your first gym clients. Fuck school completely. Down to Miami. New
Yeah.
grind.
Literally. Yeah, because my business partner at the time, Javier, he was already living out here. He was in Kendall.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like grinding it out with the gyms, and we're seeing some success. I think we were like at $10,000 a month or something like that.
Off of gyms, you guys are
Yeah,
10
just-
grand a month off of gyms.
Yeah, just running ads for gyms and stuff.
Dope.
And then we're like, dude, like if we really want to scale this up, like we should be together, like either get an office or just be in person, because like we were running everything off of Zoom calls and stuff.
Mm.
And he's like, yeah, bro, I don't want to go back to the snow, because I was in upstate New York.
Yeah.
And we went to high school in Jersey, so he's like, I'm not coming up there, and I'm like, I'm sick and tired of the snow.
I feel that.
So, yeah. So we started looking for places down here, and ended up moving downtown.
Dope.
Yeah, so that was December of 2018. So that's when we came down here.
You've been out here for a minute.
Yeah. It doesn't even feel like it, bro. This whole COVID stuff, like, that year, 2020, 2021, it, like, just ate those 2 years. Like, I don't even feel them.
Yeah.
Legit. It doesn't feel like I've been out here for 4 years.
Yeah. Well,
Definitely. But, damn, 4 years is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. So that was a journey. I mean, and the whole store stuff, that was the first like big hiccup, right? Like that supplier screwing us over. The second one happened in 2020.
What
So
happened?
2 years after being out here, we still running the agency for gyms, and in I think it was like February or March of 2020, all gyms were forced to shut down by like the federal government.
Because of COVID. All gyms were forced to shut down because of the federal government, and that was your primary clientele.
Literally, all of it.
So how you pivot?
Dude, at the time, our rent was like $3,200.
Miami shit.
In a week we lost like 90% of our clientele. Like we couldn't force them to pay us or anything. Only like 2 small clients stayed that we were doing some online stuff for them. So we're like, all right, back to the grind. So guess where we went?
Upwork.
Yes, sir.
Hey. Okay.
Like literally, Upwork has been my, what do you call it, saving boat or whatever, like twice in my life already. When I don't have anything, I go to Upwork and I make the money there. So yeah, man, 2020, gyms were forced to shut down. I actually like left my apartment, so I like broke out of my lease and stuff. I'm like, I'm not gonna pay $3,000 if I don't have some money coming in. And I stayed on my cousin's couch for like 5 months.
Hey, most people
Literally.
don't get what they want out of life because they're not humble enough to do the things that it take for them to get what they deserve. You feel me?
Literally, bro. Literally. So it's like at the time I had 2 options. Either find a way to grind it out here, or go back to Jersey. Like my parents still had a house out there, and they had a room, and they knew about the situation. They were telling us, hey, like you could come up here, whatever the case might be. I'm like, nah. And if I go up there, it's like
that wasn't an option.
It's over for me type thing. Like my drive is just gonna die. That's like giving up type thing.
Yeah.
So hooked up with my my cousin and stuff. Stayed at his couch, and during that time frame, bro, that's when I went super hard on Upwork. And that's when I linked up with Rudy. So my job at that time was literally apply to 20 like jobs on Upwork per day. So I would wake up, go to the gym, come back, and just like apply and talk to people and stuff. And he had a job posting that he needed a marketing director who was gonna pay them like $5K per month or whatever the case might be, full-time gig. In my mind, I'm like, I still want to run my agency, but I need money.
Right. I feel that.
So like, I'll take this full-time gig and then like work my agency stuff past the time with this guy.
For sure.
So yeah, man, linked up with him a month after. He's like, yeah, I want to fly you out to my house. Flew me out to his house, showed me the ropes, and he's like, all right, you're gonna start running this department. And that's how me and you linked up. So he has a coaching program where people paid, I don't know what you paid.
Man, we paid close to 20 bands.
There you go.
I mean, and that's not including the 16-week accelerator and that fucking Facebook course that he originally got me in at $157. So probably like 22. Yeah, like
Exactly.
that shit.
So I was essentially like the Facebook ad like coach for that entire program. And then from there he like started using me to like run his own ads. So I was the one running the ads for the 7-day ads course and all the other stuff. And I was stoked, man, because it's like I'm getting paid $5,000 to learn essentially.
Yeah. So did he show you any specific Facebook ad strategies that you found valuable for like your clients when you start working on them?
Yeah, man. I mean, the biggest shift with him is like before, coming from the dropshipping space and stuff, a lot of people have this like crazy tactics and, narrow down audience and niche down here and interstacked and this and that. And like when I would sit down with him and run the ads, it was all the creators. And this is before I was update like 14 or whatever, where like now people realize like, yo, if your creator sucks, like nothing's gonna work.
Right.
Back then, like he knew it. Like all we would do, we would say 4 audiences for cold traffic, like 4 specific ads that had a whole bunch of specific interests in them, and then all we would test would be like the creators, bro. So I would launch campaigns, CBO, 4 ad sets in there
Mhm.
at like $500 a day. So the
One
biggest
CBO, 4 different ad sets. And so, like, in these 4 different ad sets, it's a different creative in all these ad sets?
So at the time we were running dynamic creative. So like the first,
okay.
yeah, the first push would be dynamic creatives, like 5 to 10 images we would test on that first initial
Okay.
campaign, right? And then from there, obviously the winners, you know, the images and stuff that are getting the highest CTR, the highest amount of sales or whatever. Then we would scale those in a CBL. That would be just
So,
scale.
question, what is the difference in the 4 ad sets then if you have a dynamic creative? You know, like, for all 4 ad sets, where are you just targeting 4 different things in these 4 different
Yeah,
ad
yeah.
sets?
So the 4 ads had like 4 different audiences.
Got you.
Like 4 different groups. So one was like authors. So in there you had like Simon, whatever his name is, and Robert. Dude, I don't know the name.
So you guys would stack. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, so I got you. So in these 4 different ad sets, you would stack audiences in one specific category.
Correct. So one
Got
was like
you.
public authors. The other one was like softwares.
Let's say
Yeah.
for another one, for example, like music artists.
Exactly.
Another one, I don't know, fucking.
Brands of stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Got you.
So we have
For
like
sure,
4
Nike,
main categories.
Adidas, Reebok, all is one ad
Yeah.
set with a dynamic creative, 5 to 10 images or videos, whatever the fuck.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we would run.
Dope.
And it was all on the creators. Like the biggest focus wasn't the audiences. The biggest focus was the creators.
Mhm.
So that to me like showed me it's like, yo, all these like weird tactics and stuff that people want to show you and talk about. It's like none of that matters if your creators suck.
Real shit.
Like just learn how to get good at creating creatives.
So what are some different angles with the creatives that
So-
you learned from them that hook people in that work?
That's a good question, bro. So one thing that I learned is that if you want to run a marketing company at those levels, like you need a creative director, bro. Unless like you are a creative person, like I'm a very analytical person.
Yes.
In his agency, he had this lady named Salva, she's like part of this program called Copy Accelerator. And she legit every week would come up with like brand new angles and ideas on how to push the program.
So like brand new angles and ideas, like you mean like offers?
Basically, so let's say the front end offer was a 7-day ads Facebook course, right?
Mm-hmm.
But one time the angle was my ads will beat your ads in 7 days.
I remember that.
Right? Another one was stop gambling with Facebook ads. That was a whole another angle.
I got you.
So it would be like completely
that's
different.
that's not different offers. Literally different angles, different way of
angles.
positioning the same.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So the front end offer remained the same, but the way you would push it would be like targeting, I guess, like different parts of your mind. Like one on scarcity, one on fears and stuff like that.
So I got a question. Like the one, I'll beat your ads in 7 days. Would you guys make different variations out of that, like a picture and like a video?
Yeah. So that was the other thing, right? So she would give like the creative angle, and then the graphic designer, his job was to illustrate that in different ways.
Mm.
So like we had one where it was like 2 boxing gloves like this, and one was red and one was blue, and like the red one was him and the blue one was like, you know, you essentially.
Right.
Then we had another one where was like a ninja guy like fighting or something like that. So the graphic designer would have to grab those angles that the copywriter would come about with and then like illustrate them.
And what do you think converts better between pictures and videos with that?
For info products, believe it or not, and I mean we spend by this, you know, during the time that I was there, we probably spent $2-3 million, like me managing them.
On ads.
On ads.
You
for
spent
his,
$2-3 million on ads
his
for
ads.
for
Yeah,
him.
yeah, for
Okay.
his internal-
For his information product. Just to be clear, for his information product, that is high ticket as fuck.
Yeah,
Okay.
literally. Yeah, so for that stuff, videos never did well.
Interesting.
It was all images. And I mean, if you go to the Facebook Ads library now, you'll see why. It's like his images are popping. Like, we use either yellow or red, and the graphics in there just like, you look at it in 2 seconds, you get the gist. Like, it's not a whole bunch of overloaded stuff. Like, the copywriter and the graphic designer worked really well to illustrate these angles and like hook you in.
Interesting. Very interesting. So, now I don't remember like his funnel too much, obviously. Like, it's been a minute. So, like, would you use like this pic? Like, okay, set the ad up like that. Boom, like we just said. Okay, dope picture. Okay, boom, we launched the shit. Are we trying to collect leads, or are we sending them to a sales page, or?
So here's and dude, this is actually something that like my whole agency knows about this because I learned this from this guy.
Okay.
we would run front end offers day in and day out. So essentially, we would run ads to sell a $27 Facebook ads course. We would spend up to $220 to acquire one front end buyer.
At $27.
At $27.
So you're losing $173.
Around there.
Okay.
Yeah, on average. Per buyer. And the thing is, the systems were so dialed in on the back end, and this is why, like, in the marketing space and the coaching space, I don't hear a lot of people talking about this stuff, and that's why he continues to crush it.
Yeah.
Is people try to make money on the front end.
Mm-hmm.
People try to have their CPA below their average order value, meaning
CPA, what's CPA?
yeah,
mean?
cost per acquisition.
Okay.
Right, so cost per purchase, whatever it is you're optimizing for. So let's say you're selling something for $27, like this course, they would want to have that, below $27.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you would never win, because the ad cost always goes up. Year after year, month after month, CPM goes up, CPC goes up.
So the only way to offset that shit is to
the back end.
Mm.
It's through the back end. That's why we would win. Like, that's why there was no other, like, front end offer teaching Facebook ads at.
And that's what attracted me to Rudy. Was that whole presentation. Like, he compared making money on the back end to, like, a fucking cruise ship or some shit,
literally.
right?
Yeah.
Like, talking about how, like, they'll sell you on a room for, like, $40, but if you want to get access to these rooms to dance, it's another $50. If you want this menu for drinks, it's another $30. If you want
Wi-Fi.
and it's just upsell after upsell after upsell after upsell until you're at like fucking hundreds of dollars.
100%. Yeah, man. So that is the name of the game now, especially with like iOS 14, where like you saw a lot of people's ads decrease in performance.
Fucking die.
Literally, businesses died after iOS 14. Stores like crippled completely because
from top to bottom too. I'm talking about like people who were making some good fucking money, like some aren't even in business today, right?
And it's that, bro. It's the whole business. The equation was based on making money on the front end,
mm-hmm.
and Rudy's game was always
on the back end.
Yeah,
and that's like I said, that's what attracted me to him because it's like fuck, like making, because it just made so much sense. He's like, it's dope to get someone to buy it from you one time, obviously, mm-hmm. but it's longevity in your brand, getting that person to buy from you 4, 5, 6, 7 times over.
Yeah, literally. I mean, think about how much it cost Apple and Nike to acquire like a brand new buyer. I mean, these brands were spending millions and millions of dollars in marketing every month, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not trying to make money on $100 shoes.
Yeah.
The whole thing is the lifetime value of a customer. It's like, you buy Nike. I've been buying Nike for my whole life. You probably have done the same thing too.
Well, yeah, I got a Nike hoodie on. I got fucking white ones. I mean,
yeah,
I love Nike.
And that's what they're banking on. It's like they're not trying to make money on the first purchase. They're going to be like, I'm going to spend as much money as I can. Doesn't matter if I lose in the front end, because I know once I get them, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Our systems are so tight that they're going to buy this, and then they're going to buy this, and then they're going to buy this. And then at that point, all you got to focus about is just having a long enough run rate where you can afford to do that, right? So like for him, when we would sell that, our system were so tight that in about 7 to 10 days, people would be worth $1,500 to like $3,000. So you would come in from a $27 course,
mm-hmm.
and a week after, on average, you would spend $1,500 to $3,000 with him. So now you look at that $117 loss, that's like nothing.
Yeah, and it's fucking sick because I bit on every single fucking upsell.
There you go.
Like I'm pretty sure it got to a point where they had to feel bad. Like, Jesus Christ.
Just upsells after upsells, and then a downsell, and then this, and then that. And, the core to that is you want to, and I know this might sound cliche or whatever, but the core to it is you want to over-deliver on that front-end offer.
Yeah.
Like, it needs to be a no-brainer. Like, if you look at his front-end offer right now, he'll give you, I think he's doing a $97 front-end offer where his team would write and launch a campaign for you, like a Facebook ad campaign. But then with that, the bonuses is you get access to coaching calls for 4 weeks. And then you get this, and then you get masterminds recordings, and then for $27?
Hey, I'm going to start trying to do that shit.
and he's like, dude, again, the game is on the back end. Like, focus on acquiring as many front-end buyers as you can.
Mm-hmm.
And you do that by making an offer that they can't refuse.
So how do you continue to... How do you follow up with them on the back end and turn them into repeat customers?
You want to know a quick little hack? The way we should call it would be an implementation call.
Implementation call.
Literally. So whatever you buy on the front end, we're gonna hook you up with one of our coaches so they can show you how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that doesn't sound like you're trying to sell me stuff.
No.
That just sounds like, oh, cool. Like you're gonna help me like utilize whatever I just bought. That sounds great. But then on that call, you end up selling them something else. So that's how you get as many calls as possible.
All right. So let's say, okay, I get them to a call. Let's say I close them on a whole bunch of previous recorded coaching calls, right? Right, on Facebook ads and Shopify, whatever, right? And okay, so listen here. I'm gonna give you all this information, but look, how about we hop on another call next week so I can actually walk through some Facebook ads with you and show you how to use this shit a little bit more.
Literally.
So we on the next call. All right, I might be walking through a strategy group. Okay, show them a little something. Show them where some things is at in here. Okay, if they didn't know. And then now I'm trying to sell them on a 30-day program, 60-day program, 90-day program, whatever.
Yeah, because on that implementation call, you'll really figure out where they're struggling. Because it might come because they need Facebook ads, but then on that implementation calls, you realize that the products they're trying to sell are just too cheap. Like you're never gonna make money.
So let's say like you've already got a bunch of people, like not even a bunch of people. Let's say like 200-300 people to take like a front end offer on the information product, but you have other things that you can upsell. How would you get these people to come? Like how would you get these people to rebook a call with you to try to turn them into another customer for?
I've seen people like when I was a coach for him, I saw people invite those that list or whatever to a webinar where they were showing something they've been working on or that's working, whatever. And then people look at him and it's like, oh shoot, more information from this dude I already bought from him. He's cool. Let me see what else he got. You're not necessarily selling them. You're telling them, hey, I'm going to show you X, Y, Z on this webinar, and you actually want to deliver value.
Yes.
You don't want to just like
for sure
BS them and walk them around the bush or whatever. It's like you actually want to give them stuff.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you make your pitch. So if you have 300 people that have bought stuff from you, put together some sort of training, plus iOS 14 or whatever the case.
No, it makes sense.
Invite them there, and then on that call, be like, yo, because you guys have been rocking with it for this long, this is a new program we're launching, la-da, you guys get it for X, this is what you're going to get, and then you go into the whole, value stack and offer stack and all that stuff. But that's how you could get them to buy your back end stuff.
For sure. I'm just asking a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah. Man, like I said, it's like this is the game. So if you're a coach, if you have some sort of info product, you teach e-com, you teach credit, whatever the case might be, like a lot of people think that front-end offers and funnels, that they're complicated, they're expensive, and there might be if you don't have any revenue coming in. So like if you don't have any clients, then don't try to figure out a funnel and spend money on that. It's like go DM people and get your first few clients.
Yeah.
But once you have $10,000-$15,000 from these clients that you like hustle for, start investing in a front-end offer, because unless you scale on cold traffic, you're nobody.
So like what's the proper way to invest in a front-end offer?
Well, I don't want to...
lightly, if,
Of course.
Not trying to...
No, I just want to say, like, humble plug, like, that's actually the program that we're going to come up with. We're helping coaches come up with their front-end offers to funnel people to their back end. Literally, what I learned from Rudy after spending $3 million, like, we're replicating that to coaches now. Like, that's the program we're coming with.
Hey man, let me figure out how to get in on this shit. Let me have some people with you, dog. What's poppin'?
Literally. So, but the easiest one, if you want some practical stuff, man, is figure out easy problems, like specific problems people have, and develop a specific solution. So let's say, if you're dealing with credit, let's say you have a credit business or whatever, and you help people fix their credit.
Sure.
Then one of the problems that they might have is that they have too many derogatory marks or whatever. Come up with a $7, front-end offer where you walk them through a 5-day course.
Specifically getting rid of
to that one thing.
Jesus fucking Christ. So dog, like, okay, derogatory marks, boom, get that shit off. You can do something else with like just inquiries or
Yeah.
adding trade lines
Literally.
or damn.
Yeah, the front end offers, man, like you can't make them too big because then you get put into like the whole bunch of guru coaches and this and that. Like it gets missed into the chaos basically. Like your front end offer needs to be something sexy. It needs to be like, yo, I have this problem and that is one specific solution. You're not telling them you're gonna fix their entire credit report and that you're gonna get them to 800 credit. No. Simplify it. One specific solution problem your audience has. Create one specific solution for them. If you could do that, that front end offer is going to be a lot more receptive. I mean, the people are going to be a lot more receptive to that front end offer, and you can get them there. Once you can deliver a quick win, that's it. Now you can sell them. Now they're hooked. Now they're like, yo, you helped me with this. I've been struggling with this. It was only $7. What the heck? Like, how can I do X, Y, C?
Makes all the
That's
sense
where
in the
you get
world,
them.
yeah.
Literally.
And then you help them.
Legit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, a lot of people, man, it's like fitness. It's like, you're not going to start somebody that's like 200 pounds overweight on this crazy, like, fitness regimen.
Right.
Like, no, you got to give them the little bit. Like, okay, let's just start going to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start doing this thing. You get them there. And then once they start seeing results with that, they're going to want to work with you on some other stuff. And what I see a lot of people doing now is they run ads to like, oh, if you want help with credit or whatever, book a call with me and I'll help you out. It's like, bro, you're skipping too many steps. And that's why your cost per call is $200 and like people don't show up. You're like trying to get all the way to the finish line. Deliver them a quick win. If you could do that,
Yeah.
the trust is built. And that's why people love Rudy. And people would start with a $7 or $27
Yeah,
Facebook
no,
ad
bro.
course
Like
and
Rudy shit
scale
was
the heck out of
super.
it.
I mean, it was super valuable.
Yeah.
It was
And,
super valuable. One,
dude, honestly speaking, like I've been in the industry long enough and have like 25 plus courses or whatever. When he delivers on that $27 course, it's like, it's worth at least 10 grand.
for sure.
From like templates and video recordings and like just so much stuff in there. But he does it because he knows
It's over. Like he literally overwhelms you with
stuff.
information. Like
But the cool thing is like it's not necessarily like everything you need to run an e-commerce store. Like that front end offer is about Facebook ads.
Yes.
And it's giving you a lot. Again, he knew that his audience, one of their problems that they have is Facebook ads. Now, it's not just Facebook ads, the cause of your business like not being successful or whatever. Like there's many reasons. But
For
he
sure.
knew that is one problem. And he developed a front end offer that wowed you on that one problem. And now that he was able to do that for that one problem, and people are happy with the results of that Facebook ad course, like now they're blown away. Now they're curious. Now they want to know what else can this guy do for me.
yeah.
And that is like the power of a front end offer. And a lot of people, because they don't understand how they work, they're afraid of them. They think like, nah, I tried running funnels before and it's too expensive and this and that. It's like, you're doing it the wrong way. The right way is like, just find one problem your audience has, create a quick solution, 5-day challenge, 7-day video course, template, swipe files to one problem. And like, people are going to buy.
Get an easy win. Give them some value.
Yeah.
Build a whole bunch of trust with them. Break down all the barriers, and now they're ready to move forward even more with you.
Exactly, man. And you don't have to like get them there and then nurture them via emails for 2 months. Like it's quick. You want to make sure that on that upsell, if you have multiple upsells, that one of those upsells is an implementation call, and you want to make it seem like it's part of what they just bought. Not like, hey, like, do you want to hop on a call? Because now they're like, should I hop on a call? It's like, okay, next step, book your implementation call, where we're going to help you utilize the information you just got so you could get the best results in the faster or the shorter time. Now they're booking. And now it's a numbers game, like if you have X amount of sales calls, obviously, like the more sales calls you have on your calendar, the more people are going to show up, the more you can close. So literally just give them a quick win and then make the sales call part of that process. We called it the implementation call or an onboarding call.
Makes sense. They get this out. You guys get this out. Get the call booked to help you guys out, and on that call, that's when we, show you.
And look, like Rudy built that business, man. I mean, I signed an NDA, but that we're past the state. Like I should be able to talk about this stuff. But like we were doing close to like $1 million a month, and
On that offer?
Yeah, with the 7-day ass course and everything
Oh my
else.
God.
And they were only
That's
closing
crazy.
that at 10%, bro.
Really?
10%. 10%. Like, it wasn't like he was closing at 45% or whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
They were
he
closing
was
at
working
10.
hard. He worked hard for that $1 million.
Dude,
No.
I'm pushing $10,000 a day on this front-end offer. Like, we're spending money, acquiring front-end buyers. That's what we would call them. Because we knew if they buy, a percentage of them are going to then buy our stuff. So let's just get as many as we can.
Mm.
That's how we would do it. So, like, obviously you don't have to run an operation as big as his and only close at a 10% type thing. But, like, even if you do half the numbers he's doing, a quarter of the numbers he's doing, like, you'll be set.
Yeah, you'll be
You'll
good.
be set. And that's the cool thing about, the way he ran the business is that through iOS 14 and all that other stuff, the business stayed consistent. Because we had a consistent way of getting people on the high ticket stuff. What I see now is
So the iOS update never affected you guys
did.
because of the way that, like, you guys were kind of already advertising in a way that iOS.
it wouldn't
You
affect
already-
us.
yeah.
First of all, we're not trying to make money on the front end,
Mm-hmm.
which is where a lot of people got screwed. Because they lost targeting abilities, they lost, like, retargeting
Now,
stuff.
do you think that is possible to do with a physical product? That same idea,
Yeah. So companies like Dr. Squash, if you look at them,
Doctor Who?
Dr. Squash, like the Monster Squash, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Yeah.
The monster, what do you call it? The monster in the woods, like a Bigfoot squash,
I don't know. I'll Google
full of
that
hair or whatever. Anyway, there's a company that sell bar soaps, like natural bar soaps.
shit. Okay.
They're selling their stuff for like $22 or something like that. No way you're making money on Facebook ads spending the level of... These guys did a football, Super Bowl commercial.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, the level of money that these guys are spending is like significant. No way you're making money on Facebook ads on a $22 bar soap. So the
Right.
way they do it is that they get you on the 22 and then they have a subscription.
Mm-hmm.
So for e-com, a lot of it would be like, if you have a subscription that you could tie it in, get as many people
in
that you can.
subscription.
Yeah, just get as many
So,
people
like,
to try the product.
what is it? Like, what do you think is a good way to get people? I mean, I could talk about it. I mean,
Yeah,
like, I don't
yeah,
give
you've
a
done your
shit,
stuff.
right? Like, I mean, like, Caleb. I mean, you know the business we have, and
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
right? So, she wants to move like hair oils and shampoos and whatever into it. Okay,
Nice.
what is a way that you can sell that hair bonnet, right, and then get people to the subscription for the hair oil, for girls, the edge control? I didn't even know edges was a fucking thing, until the shower caps, right?
Nice.
And the shampoo and the conditioner or whatever, like, we can bundle or whatever, like, all those products is shit people got to continuously
Of
buy,
course,
right?
of course.
So, like, how would you try to loop that in?
One of the ways that I saw, I forgot the name of the company. It was a dog food company. Basically, like, they just ran it where they took a period of time and using the software like Triple Well, you can see how often people come back and buy your stuff, right? So they started measuring, okay, like, people are usually buying this stuff 2 weeks out or 3 weeks out. And what they started doing, they started pushing a campaign via email saying like, hey, your product X is about to run out, here's 20% off.
Mm-hmm.
And then on that, like, that would get your attention because you're like, oh shoot, like, that's true,
Yeah.
like, it's about to run out. I need to buy this.
Oh, like my actual, okay, so like, let's say we sold the hair oil,
Yeah.
right? And we sent out an email maybe like 2-3 weeks later on, like, hey, your hair oil finna run out.
Exactly.
So, what you need to do-
Exactly. Here's 20% off. Then you get them on something like that, and then on the email, you're like, hey, you could save up to XYZ if you hop on the subscription.
Mm.
So it's like you're basically like thinking ahead for them, if that makes sense. It's you want to be ahead. You want to be proactive with all your
You're
marketing
looking out for
stuff.
them.
Literally, that's all you're doing. It's like, hey, like, I know you're about to run out. Usually your customers run out of their bottle
Mhm.
after 2 weeks. Here's a go gift. Go get yourself some more bottles or whatever. And then in there you can, self-plug your subscription and whatnot. So, hey, you could do this, or you could save whatever. It's up to you. Here's a gift regardless. Here's a coupon.
That's dope.
And then you get them to buy again. And in terms of just to answer your question, in terms of introducing new products, to an audience that's used to buying one specific product. So let's say in your case, people are used to buying SKU A, and you want to introduce QB, which might be the hair oil or something like that. Brands do this very well by doing like education content. So, letting people know via emails and like maybe retargeting ads and stuff like that to your bottom of the funnel audience. It's like, hey, like we came up with this product, here's how to use it. You're not selling it to them. You're just educating them on the benefits of using it. And now they're making that decision.
Gotcha. That makes all the sense in the world.
So I've seen people do this where like, I was talking to this brand, I was actually consulting them. They sell shapewear. That's what fajas. That's what they call it in Spanish. They sell that and they're like creating leggings and stuff like that. And they did a launch last year and it didn't do as well as they wanted to. And then I asked them to like see the emails, how they introduced it. And it was like just the leggings. It's like, like our new collection of leggings and pictures of leggings and go get your leggings here. I'm like, yo, your audience is used to buying this one thing. Like, how are you just gonna show them something else? Like, how do they use the leggings with the shapewear? Is it one or the other?
Yeah.
Do they need to use the shapewear so that then they can use the leggings? Because the pictures that they were showing them were like girls without shapewear. Like, they were just like girls with leggings and like tops. I'm like, off the bat, bro, like you're selling shapewear. How do you expect them to know how to use your leggings? It's like the pictures you're showing them don't have the shapewear, first of all. So it's like in your case, let's say, with the bonnets or whatever,
right.
Maybe the video, the content you guys use to show it is like how, like, you want to have the product that they're familiar to on that shot or something.
Got you.
So like, you want them to make the connections like, okay, these two products go together. This could help me. Like I use the bonnet in the morning, and then I use the oil, and then I do this. Like you don't want to just make it like two separate things, because then people are gonna be like, I buy leggings somewhere else.
Yeah, no, I feel it. Like maybe you put the hair oil on before you put the bonnet on and go to sleep.
Exactly.
I mean, that's some shit she would come up. Like, I mean, I don't know. The shit that makes the shit good is the fact that she is the customer. She knows what these girls want.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because she is that person. Her friends are those people. So
she knows the pain points and all that stuff. So yeah, if you guys are trying to introduce other product, just make sure that when you do it, it's not that new product by itself.
So what's new for you in your agency, or coaching or whatever? I mean,
so
Big Money Angel.
This guy. So in the past we were working a lot with like e-commerce stores and info product, but we found a lot of success working with info product people. So like people with courses, people with coaching programs, like just developing fun and offers for them, and then getting them people on their back. And I mean, this is literally what I learned from working with Rudy.
Well, I would love to work with you, man. I mean, shit, bro. Let's do it. I mean, shit. I mean, I didn't want to. Be honest with you, man. I started the coaching program fucking with Rudy.
There you go.
By accident.
There you go. I remember.
By accident.
Calls and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, because like, remember the shit was originally for Kayla's brand, but then, I ended up coming to Miami in February, and it was just a crazy week. I mean, shit, I just ended up bumping into a bunch of fucking people that week. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Ended up in that one video with TJ Millionaire. Didn't know that they was recording the conversation. No clue who the fuck this guy even was. Seriously, I didn't know who TJ. Do you know who he is?
No, I don't.
I mean, no offense to him. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It looks like he does his thing.
Yeah.
But shit, like, he posted that video on YouTube and TikTok, and like both of those videos end up getting like 100,000 views.
Is that the one where he's like asking you for advice and stuff like that?
Yeah, he's like, just basically, what do you do? What's your Instagram and shit? And it was at the Lamborghini event.
Yeah.
Right, and shit, like 1,000 people end up following me off of that.
There you go.
And so everybody was hitting me up talking about, yo, mentoring. So I'm like, what the fuck do I do? I got like a course I've been selling, to people in Detroit for $25. What should I do? They're like, okay, first of all, you need to sell this for $2,500, and that's only for a couple people.
Yeah.
Once you get the results, $5,000, and this is how you structure it.
Yeah, literally, bro. I mean, we're in the age where like people want to do their own stuff. So people like us that, and it's not like we made it, but we have some success. It's like there's people looking up, and they are understanding the power of leveraging other people's like knowledge. Yeah. So they're like receptive to paying for stuff. You know what I mean? It's just like if we have the information and we have the time and the bandwidth to provide it for them, then we should.
I agree.
Then we should.
I agree.
And that's why we're like focusing on this info product client. So right now we're coming up with a front end offer.
Yeah.
Right. That's the whole thing. We're coming from the front end offer that's going to be for coaches that are on that $10,000 to $30,000 mark, where they're getting high ticket clients, maybe organically, maybe through some cold emails, from some outreach, and they want to tap into paid ads. Well, we're going to help them, develop their.
So
front
you
end
got
offer.
for sure like strategies to get leads for.
It's not leads. It's front end offer. It's front end buyers.
Front end buyers.
Buyers.
Okay.
That's where the money is. Like, you don't want just people giving you their name and email for some lead
No,
magnet or
specifically
whatever.
buyers.
You want buyers, even if it's $7.
And then from there, upsell them on different shit from there.
Exactly. And the easiest way, dude, it's like, it sounds simple, man, but like, this is what we were doing.
Yeah.
Implementation call. They bought your little stuff, get them on an implementation call, and then sell them on your other program. What I've seen some people do as well is they'll buy, they'll sell a front end offer, and then they'll invite them to a webinar
Mm-hmm.
where they will explain how to use it. So it's like selling to the masses, essentially. As opposed to doing one-on-one calls with people and selling them there, you invite them to a webinar, and then on that webinar, you sell your program. So either way it is, you sell them something first, small, and then you invite them to something else where you're going to sell them something big.
That's right.
That's it.
But shit, I'm about to gather up all my little phone numbers and emails and tell these niggas it's about to be a webinar in 2 weeks.
Yeah, literally, bro. I mean, there's this guy, what's his name? Ecom Degree University or something like that. William Rivera. He scaled up to like $600K a month doing this with webinars and stuff.
Boy, oh boy.
He'll invite them to a webinar, and then on the webinar, he'll sell them on something quick.
Man, I'm about to get agency clients, coaching. Everybody about to be in one webinar.
Yeah, there's this guy, bro. Like, we mostly work with like front end offers, so like funnels and stuff. There's this guy. His name is Aaron Bull, I think it is. You could put him on when you do the podcast or whatever. He's crushing it with the webinar space. So like, if you have a proven offer, he'll set you up with like the right type of webinars, the scripts, and everything else to help you scale. Like, I saw how he scaled his company. It's a wife and a husband. They both teach ecom, and they have like a Facebook group and stuff like that. Grew their coaching business through referrals and stuff.
Yeah.
And he helped them put up a webinar in 4 months. They crossed $1 million.
That's lit.
In 4 months, bro. 4 months, $1 million.
Yeah.
With that offer, selling through webinars. It's like, if you have a proven offer, 2 ways. You could create a front end offers and get front end buyers there if you want to build like a sales team and stuff like that. Or if your stuff is like a course that you could just sell to the masses, then do a webinar and sell them there.
But shit, I'm definitely intrigued.
Let's
I
go.
mean, like, I'm full blown into this coaching shit now, accidentally.
Yeah. It's usually how it happens, right?
Yeah, I end up partnering with my boy like in this, and I end up getting myself in a situation where like I gotta go in with it, at least right now, at least.
Mhm.
So fuck it,
Yeah, bro. And like I said, I know for me, before getting to the point that I am now, I had the whole imposter syndrome.
The what?
Imposter syndrome, where like you've done stuff, but you feel like you're not qualified.
Yeah, bro, I feel you on that.
Yeah, and that's a real thing, man. That's like a mental block. That's a real thing. If you look it up, imposter syndrome happens to a lot of people. And the reality is, man, it's like the more you teach it, the more you learn. So it's like, as opposed to waiting till you're like, have it figured out and then teach it, start teaching it.
Like while you're learning. And
While you're
doing
and like, you'll get there faster. You'll get to a point of mastery way faster by teaching it than to just consume, get a lot of results and then talk to people about it. So it's like, that's a real thing. And in your case, bro, it's like, if this fell into your lap or whatever, and you're seeing results with it, like, go all in.
Yeah, I mean,
now,
like people, and it's crazy because like I don't have something crazy developed out like Rudy, obviously, but the few people who I've been humbly able to work with, who give me the opportunity to serve them, like they like even on my smallest shit with just the Google Drives, where we're giving away the coaching calls and like some free Shopify templates or whatever, just shit we pay for.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I watch people build their whole brands off of that, launch some ads, get some sales, get some shit kickstarted off of that shit.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying?
Literally. And one thing that helped me, bro, and you know, this might just apply to me, but with this whole imposter syndrome is I felt like I was going to be teaching people like you, people like Jordan, people that had already made it. So I'm like, yo, like these guys have like more results than me, like maybe they'll know. And it's like, you're not going to be teaching to those people. You're going to be teaching to people that were where you are like 3 years ago.
You know, and also like we aren't shit. We don't know everything, bro.
That too.
You know what I'm saying?
It gets to you though. Like at least to me, like it definitely got to me with this whole thing. You know, I was always like behind the scenes, so that's why like I got the job with Rudy and all that stuff. And like my agency, like you didn't know about my agency, but we were doing numbers, we were like blowing brands up and stuff. But because I felt that way, and I'm like, yo, like if I start talking about this stuff on social media, then maybe I won't sound like smart and like these people that really know it. And again, this is just me getting into my own way. I would think that they would think, I'm like, nah, this guy's like doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, bro, you a fucking boss, bro. I'm like, how many millions of dollars have you managed in ads, bro?
I mean, just with Rudy, it was like 3 million, just with them. And
just with Rudy. I said the question was how many millions have you managed with ads? He said just with Rudy, 3 million.
Yeah, around there. And then, you know, their relationship with him then scaled to, he had a program where his team would run your ads, like his team would run his ads for you, essentially, right? It's like a done for you.
That was you running the ads,
and that was like the ads. You know what I mean? So like, I started managing his own ads, and then he's like, "Yo, this program's not doing so well. I need you to come in here and like fix the retention rate, get these people results." So then through that, you know, space, I ended up managing a whole bunch of more money and stuff. And my most recent client that has like a big budget, they started off and they're like, "Hey, like." Off the bat, for me, you have $100,000.
So, like, if you was just to think off the top of your head in total, bro, just an estimate, a rough estimate of how much money you have managed in paid advertisement, what would you say? An estimate number, what that number would be?
Has to be seven.
Around 7 million.
Yeah, 7 million. Yeah, across like multiple brands. Obviously, that's not my money. Like, I ain't got 7 million to spend on ads.
Yeah, but, bro, fuck an imposter syndrome with you, bro. You feel me?
Yeah.
You said it. Man, nigga, I managed $7 million in paid ads. Fuck is you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Literally, bro. Yeah, it's been a wild ride for sure. And like I said, it's like just do it, man. Like we doubt our. I mean, I know I doubt myself a lot because I'm this whole like overachiever, and it's like I have to keep going and keep going. So I'm like, I'm always like, I'm not there type thing, and that sometimes it helps because it pushes me, but then it also like messes me up because I've never like qualified or whatever. So seeing clients win, like I was just gonna say, this one store came to us and they're like, yo, like, you guys are gonna be like our 7th agency, like our 7th agency, but here's $100,000.
Okay.
Like, that's what you got. Yeah. But here's $100,000. This is what you got. Don't spend more than that or whatever. 10 days in, they're like, bump it up, and now we're like on 130 spent.
And you got this guy from Upwork?
No. Well, actually, bro, indirectly, yes. Check this out. So the agency that referred them to us is a big agency in Australia. They built Shopify websites for like $40,000, something like that. I got him through Upwork. So he was looking for somebody to handle the Facebook ad stuff for his client because his main thing is we build Shopify stores, but we don't handle the ads. So I need somebody to help me manage some of these ads. So I got him through Upwork like last year. We worked on one account. That account didn't necessarily work, and then we kept the relationship.
You should come out with like some type of offer to help agency owners get clients through Upwork.
I think I've never heard of anybody mentioning Upwork.
Yeah, I mean, I've only heard it. It's you ever heard of a guy named Juan?
Juan what?
Like there's Juan and Samir.
Yeah.
So, like one of Ty Lopez's earlier courses, Juan was teaching some shit in there.
Okay.
And he was saying like if you're broke, one of the fastest ways to make some money, especially 6 figures, if you don't have shit, is to hop on Upwork and just grind it out.
Crazy. Alright, that'll be.
This was like back in 2017.
Yeah, and Upwork still works.
You know, and I made an account, but.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody like needs help or whatever, we have the templates, we have the proposals. Like we had we have everything set up for that channel.
So like in theory, someone could come to you and be like, Angel, help me get set up on Upwork to get some clients, and you'd be like, I got you.
Here's
Pay me
what to
this,
do.
and here's what we got.
Literally, we got all the SOPs. I mean, she was handling all of that stuff. Like, legit, bro, the operations we had there is we had 2 interns.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 people that we were paying like $10, $15 an hour or something like that. And their job was to send, I think it was like 10 or 15 proposals per day. So between them 2, it was like 20 to 30 proposals that we were sending every single day. And legit, that took us to $20,000 a month with our marketing agency. No cold emails, no Instagram outreach, no paid ads, no nothing. Like, that alone took us to 20 grand a month. Just that strategy. So like, we had everything to the T. We knew how many appointments, how many proposals we needed to send, how many conversations we needed to start, how many, like, everything to the T.
Shit, my boy, well, I might have to come to your ass.
Really.
For real.
Yeah, a lot of people sleep on Oprah. I don't know why, but and I don't know if I want to say this, but one of the reasons why the relationship with my ex-business partner broke off is because he didn't believe in Upwork. So when
Was he bringing in money any other kind of way?
Not necessarily. Like, now when we broke everything, so in 2020 when all the gyms were forced to shut down, we're like, dude, we can't keep doing the gym stuff. We know Oprah has worked. Let's just start sending proposals there. And it was like his job and my job to send 15 proposals a day. I was sending my proposals.
He wasn't sending his.
No. And not gonna blame him. We're cooling out and stuff like that. But at the time, I know that if he would have done that too, we would have like gone out of that hole a lot quicker.
Yeah, but it's the reason you still standing here today.
Right. And
Motherfucker should have
that's
sent those proposals out. I mean, should I get this your boy? I mean,
I love
shit.
you, bro. No dirt, no nothing. It's just
all
a reality, bro. So it's all love. But yeah, man. The whole point of saying that is like, don't sleep on it.
Don't sleep on Upwork.
Don't sleep on Upwork.
No, I'm not sleeping on it. We gonna talk after this. Goddamn me.
Let's go.
Shit, man. $20K a month. That's an extra $250,000 a year. I could use that.
And I wasn't doing anything, by the way. So this whole thing was managed by her and my appointments at hers. So I wasn't the one reaching out to people there. All I was doing was taking the calls, essentially. So like the reaching out, the setting up the conversations, then the qualifying the prospects, all of that stuff was happening, and I wasn't doing it.
That's a. You
So
trained
possible.
them. You trained your team on all that shit.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah, I want you to. Yeah, nigga.
Yeah. So like everything was scripted.
So like, and then is it scripted to the point where you can literally, hey, use this same script, use this same processing. Yeah.
100%. So one of the things with Upwork is that you have to send a cover letter, and then there's like questions that people ask, and like we had it so down, like dialed in, that we had the answers to those questions because we knew what kind of questions that we're gonna ask. So like all of our interns were just like, okay, just submit this proposal. I need this question. Then we go to the SOP, grab the answer from here, paste it, boom, sent. So you could do that. Like I said, that was bringing us $20K a month, and it was costing me probably less than $1,000 a month.
Oh, that's nice. Shit, spin a stack, get 19 back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally. So, and like I said, from that Upwork strategy, bro, I legit, now that I think about it, I got my 2 biggest clients in the agency space ever, like in my whole career. I got them through Upwork.
Hey, and like I said, Rudy was a fucking big dog.
Yeah,
You know,
bro.
well, I mean,
He still
shit.
is.
Yeah,
He's
I
still
mean,
crushing
you
it.
know, like former CEO.
All
like,
these brands.
Yeah, bro, like brands that did billions with a B, billions of dollars. He was their right hand guy with these Facebook ads. So please show some respect to my nigga Angel. You
Yes,
feel
sir.
me?
Yes, sir. I think I have a YouTube video up on when I was working with them, like how we would run operations and stuff. So if you guys want to see like behind the scenes, there's a video up there on how he would run things. But yeah, man, like I said, like if you're in the agency space, because maybe some of the people listening to this are trying to hop on the whole agency space, bro, hop on Upwork. I got my 2 biggest clients from Upwork. One paid me 120 grand, and then the other one brought me an e-commerce store that started me out with 100 grand like a month on advertising budget. So
Hey, listen,
Don't
and if
sleep
you watching this and you don't got direct contact with Angel, listen, holla at me. and I'm gonna get you in contact with them. Y'all gonna have to dodge them. Hey, what's your Instagram?
Dude, my Instagram is Angel Castillo _ official. I wanted to be shorter. I had a shorter one. It got shut down, so that's what we got. Angel Castillo _ official.
What's your YouTube? How people get a hold of you?
The Angel Castillo. So THE Angel Castillo. That's my YouTube channel.
For sure.
So
You got any other places where people can find you? Or you putting the information out that you want people to look at?
Start a TikTok, man. Hopping on the TikTok trend, so go follow me there. The Angel Castillo, that's my user. I'm posting a TikTok every single day, so yeah, go there, support your boy on TikTok. We want that channel to grow.
Well, shit, that's it. We out.
Let's go. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.